So this is an introduction to the Agile and more specifically the Scrum methodology mindset and exactly what you need really to be thinking about and the manner in which you need to be thinking in order to be successful in this space. And I'd like to start also with a very practical task and activity. And the reason I like to do that when I'm teaching this out in the wild or in a real life office kind of environment is that I think doing a practical task will help you learn something very quickly and help you remember it, but it also gives you a solid foundation which you can then quickly and easily build on. So what do we mean by an agile mindset? And more specifically, what does that mean within the Scrum framework and methodology? Well, in Scrum, you have essentially a flat structure. So no individual contribution is more important than anyone else's. So you have the goal of team success, which sits in the center. And in order to be successful as a team, you need to have a positive attitude. So how do we solve that problem? How do we move forward? How do we help each other out? So you need to be constantly learning. You need a thirst for knowledge. But agile methodologies are also very pragmatic and allow you to see results and success very quickly. But they also allow you to fail fast. So as a team, you need a willingness to fail in order that you can learn from that and be constantly testing things out and constantly moving forward. So in an agile environment and in a Scrum environment, there is no failure, there is only feedback. And if you've come from a large organisation in particular, where there are lots of hierarchies, lots of silos, people are often terrified of failure. They're terrified of how that may affect their performance and how that is considered, and thereby how they are compensated on that performance. So this can be a real cultural shift for a lot of organisations and a lot of people. So essentially, you have one team, a flat structure, and most importantly, a collaborative environment. And if you've been used to being in large organisations particularly, there's often a heavy focus on processes and control of processes, because when people fear failure, they often focus on process and the steps within that process. So this is a step change from that, and you're taking that focus away from those processes, away from that structure and hierarchy, and focusing on people and the immediate team that you work with. So before we start our first activity, I'm going to let you take a couple of minutes pause, and I'll see you in the next lesson.